Hey everybody, welcome to our Saturday evening yin practice. We'll get started in just a second here. I'm Erin. We'll use a block and a blanket for props like usual, so just making sure you've got that stuff nearby. And we'll go ahead and get started on our backs. So you can come down to your mat, finding a comfortable shape. And just giving yourself a minute here to settle in, get out any last little wiggles, movement. Eventually finding stillness in the physical body. Maybe closing the eyes. You can really start to draw the attention inward. As you're laid down on your mat, I invite you to bring a hand or both hands to your belly and just start to feel the body rise and fall as you breathe. Feeling the ribs inflate and contract with each inhale and exhale. Notice where your body connects to your mat, the ground underneath you. Just observing what that feels like. Gentle pressure on the backs of the hips, shoulders, back of the head, wherever else your body touches the ground. If you aren't already doing so, begin drawing breath in through the nose and releasing it out through the nose. Starting to make the breath a little more smooth and deep. Take 3 more breaths. Inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the nose. After those 3 rounds, going to draw knees in towards the chest. Wrapping arms around shins or thighs, just giving the legs a squeeze. And then starting to find some movement, maybe drawing some circles with the knees, windshield wiping legs back and forth. Feeling the lower back roll out on your mat. Switching the direction of your circles. Eventually using an inhale to find a full body stretch, reaching arms overhead, legs out long. And we'll exhale, walk hands and feet towards the right corners of your mat, finding a opening through the whole left side of the body, creating a curve, banana pose. Maybe taking left wrist and right hand, crossing left ankle over. Inhale to walk hands and feet through center. And then exhale them over to the left. And that side stretch to the other side of the body. Using your next inhale to come back to center. Exhale, draw knees in towards chest again, and then rock to one side or the other. Start to make your way up to a seat. Move nice and slow. Once we're here, we'll take a few seated cat-cows, just warming up the spine. So we'll bring palms to knees. Inhale to puff up the chest, draw shoulder blades together, maybe lift the chin. Exhale to round the back, letting the chin come forward, tucking in. Inhale to lift and broaden across the chest. Exhale to curl. Move through this another few times at your own pace. Feeling the whole spine articulate. After you finish your next round, we'll meet back in neutral. We'll inhale, circle arms high, fingertips reach overhead. And exhale, drop over to the right. Right palm comes to the ground, left arm reaches up and over. Finding length through the whole left side body. Inhale. Exhale, drop left palm to the ground and walk hand over hand to fold over legs at center. We'll pause here. Find some breath. Descend to the outer hips. Use your hands to support yourself or grab your block. Place under the forehead. Just finding a few more breaths in your fold. Starting to press palms into the ground. Walk your way back up to a tall seat. Inhale, sweep arms high. Exhale over to the left this time, finding that side opener, reaching long through right fingertips. Inhale. Exhale, drop right palm to the ground and walk your way through center again, folding over legs. Maybe taking a little bit of movement this time, swaying side to side. As you're ready, pressing yourself back up to your seat. Uncross legs and take a wide-legged seat. Setting up to do some folding here. So we'll be here a little bit. You don't have to take this at your absolute widest V. Just find somewhere that's comfortable. Just establishing that length in the spine before we begin lifting through the crown of the head. Then exhale, starting to fold forward from the hips first, coming through center. And then eventually maybe starting to let shoulders round. And just coming as far into your comfortable range of motion as you can, finding your personal edge. Always using props for as much or as little support as you want. Taking a few more breaths in your straddle fold. I'm starting to use arms to press yourself back up, finding a tall seat first before moving on. We'll inhale at center. Exhale, start to twist shoulders over towards right leg. So just setting this up first. So we have shoulders square towards your right foot. And then using an exhale, start to fold over right leg. Here you could bring a little bend into that knee, even maybe placing a rolled up blanket underneath it if you want. Again, finding your depth with this. And then just breathing into it. As you hold these yin shapes, just noticing if over the course of the minute or two that you're in them, if something starts to open up or release. As you're ready, replanting palms, walking back up through center, and then exhaling, starting to twist over towards left foot, finding that length in the spine, and then starting to walk forward to fold over that leg. Taking your last few breaths in this shape. Using hands to walk your way back through center. Maybe using arms to help bring your legs in together. You can just take some windshield wipes with the knees. A little counter movement. And then from here, we'll cross ankles and rock forward to sitting on knees, hero's pose. We'll be on the knees for a little bit here, so if you know that you have sensitive knees, you might want to put a little extra cushioning underneath. Here you have the option of taking traditional hero's pose, sitting back on heels. You could place a block under the hips if you want to lift a little bit away, or you could tuck toes under. You can do an option to take a foot stretch here and then sit back. And this can get kind of intense on the soles of the feet, so if you take this variation, know that you can come out of it whenever you need to. Just come back to regular hero's pose. And we'll do some neck stretches here. So we'll inhale, arms high. Exhale, we're going to just inhale, left arm high, and then start to drop left or right ear towards right shoulder. And then we'll turn the left palm to face away from us and start to slowly drop that arm down in a circle or half circle. Kind of feeling it traction out the neck and shoulder. Slowly making your way down towards left hip. And inhale, head back through center. We'll sweep right arm high this time. Drop left ear over towards left shoulder. And then flip right palm. Start to circle that arm down, really reaching out through fingertips like you're trying to pull your arm away from your body. And once you come all the way down to right hip, inhaling head back to center. You can exhale, release toes if you took that foot stretch, and just tap out the tops of the feet to kind of release that, shake it out. And then we'll just stay here on all fours, so making your way there if you haven't already. Your tabletop position. Here we'll inhale, sweep right arm high, opening out towards the wide edge of the mat, and then take some big circles with that right arm. Exploring the shoulder joint, range of motion, switch directions. Next time you reach high with that right arm, inhale, and then exhale to thread through, dropping down to right shoulder and right ear for thread the needle. And taking any variation with the left arm, maybe a half bind or reaching overhead. Planting left palm back under shoulder. We'll inhale to sweep right arm back open. And then exhale to bring right hand back in line with left. This time inhale, left arm sweeps high, and then take those circles with the left arm. feeling the movement through that shoulder joint. Switch the direction of your circles. Next inhale, we'll reach high with left fingertips. And exhale to thread through, dropping shoulder down to the mat. Full breaths in, full breaths out. Bringing right palm back under right shoulder. Inhaling to sweep left fingertips high, and then exhale to come back to all fours. From here, we'll set up a child's pose with a little support. So we'll bring big toes together to touch, let knees come wide. And then we'll take a block and place it like right underneath the chest, wherever your child's pose is going to be. You might play around with where exactly that block lands. Just finding somewhere where it feels like the heart center can rest and kind of ground through that block, feeling that support. Fingertips reach towards top of the mat. Hips sink back towards heels. Finding 3 more full breaths in your child's pose. Using an inhale to lift yourself back up through tabletop. And from here, we'll take our block and place it of the vertical direction on our mat. And then I'm going to turn around to kind of sit in front of it. We're setting up a supported fish. So this is another one where you might play around with where exactly the block lands on your back, but we'll send the legs out long. And with the block behind us, start to walk the spine back down to lay over your block. And here, we're just going for finding some lift through the mid to upper back, so kind of opening across the chest. So just give yourself a minute to maybe shift that block up and down, find a spot that feels nice. Just making sure that you are able to comfortably rest the back of the head on the floor and that you're not cranking the neck too much to do that. And then just let the arms fall out to your sides. And maybe letting the eyes fall closed. Finding your final few breaths in your fish. Come out of this, bending knees, the plant soles of the feet, and then just rolling off your block to one side or the other. Maybe just pausing here for a few breaths before moving on. As you're ready, we'll roll onto the back. Send left leg out long, and then keeping right knee bent, just let that knee fall out to the side, connecting sole of right foot to the left shin or thigh, supine tree. Just letting arms fall wherever feels natural. If you want, you could place a block under that right leg for a little support. Taking a full breath in to prepare. And exhale, start to release that right leg long. Bring a bend into the left knee, setting up your supine tree on the second side. Using as much or as little support as feels good to you. Finding that last full inhale. And exhale to release, left leg long. And then bending both knees, planting soles of the feet on your mat. Just make sure your block is within reach. We'll press palms into the ground alongside body. Inhale to lift hips up towards the sky. And exhale to roll the spine back down. Inhale to lift, pressing into so the feet. Exhale to lower. One more inhale to lift. We'll hold this time and then choosing a setting on your block, slide that right underneath the sacrum. And then we'll start to send soles of the feet up towards the ceiling for supported legs up the wall. Just letting the legs drift over the body. You're ready to come out of your legs up the wall, just starting to bend knees, drop soles of the feet back onto your mat. Then press hips up just enough to slide that block out from underneath you. Lower the spine back down, one vertebrae at a time. Then from here, if there's any last shapes you want to take before making your way to your final resting position, give yourself a few breaths to do that. Otherwise, you can start to make your way into Shavasana. Whatever that looks like for you. Finding a comfortable shape on your mat. And you can allow the physical body to let go of tension and holding. And you can just settle into ease and comfort and stillness for the last few minutes of your practice. beginning to find some small movements in the fingers and toes, rocking the head side to side. Eventually reaching arms overhead, using an inhale to take a full body stretch. Exhale, draw knees in towards chest, and then roll to either side. And giving yourself a few breaths to make your way up to a comfortable seat. Just take a releasing breath together to finish out our practice. So exhaling all the air out of your lungs, drawing belly button in towards spine. Inhale through the nose. Fill all the way up. Open mouth, exhale. We'll inhale, hands to heart center. Adjust your gratitude. Bring thumbs to third eye center. Honoring the light and teacher that exists in all of us. Namaste.